Grew up in a big family. It was a pretty full house. I didn't actually particularly enjoy school. I wasn't particularly academic or bright. Someone said, "Why don't you be a chef?" I actually didn't know there was a job as being a chef, because growing up in Glasgow at that time, you would never dine out. You know, you cook for a living. I thought, people pay you to cook. You know, how mad's that? It was kind of a eureka moment. My brother got me a job in a country house hotel. At that point as well, I started college, and then I got a call to ask if I'd be interested in maybe covering a class. And before you know it, I had a part-time job every Wednesday for 13 years. I've been a chef lecturer 6 years full-time now.
Morning guys, how are we? We good?
Yeah. Being a chef lecturer is an amazing job.
Remove the limbs.
Teaching the next generation of chefs, I've got a lot of responsibility. Not everyone's going to be heading off to London to work in Michelin star, but what I try and do is make sure that everybody is leaving college being the best that they can possibly be.
So the first thing you want to do is get those claws off.
He cares so much about all his students. He'll go over and above his college duty. He's very highly thought of by all students.
Look at the swans.
On my first day at college, I met Sian.
I thought you could buy anything on the internet.
You can't buy swan.
Can you not buy swan? I'm surprised.
And we just kind of clicked.
To be honest, I didn't like him to start with. I thought he was a bit of a know-it-all, teacher's pet, but the more I got to know him, then the more I'm stuck with him.
I've been married to Sian for 24 years. We've got 5 kids. The reason I entered MasterChef, my kids were saying, "Why are you not in that show?" And my students were saying it, and you know, so it just seemed quite natural. Do you think Dad should make pizza in the final?
Yeah.
Do you think he'll win making pizza?
Yeah, I think.
The kids, yeah, they're all super proud, every one of them. If Gary did win it, just achieve something for him alone and not to be for work. Couldn't be any prouder. He's done amazingly well, so he has.
Gary stood out. While other people were shaking, he seemed completely and utterly happy.
I knew we had a contender in the kitchen when we tried Gary's cherry crumble tart.
There's a lot of skill in this dish. It's a really good job.
Gary always has so much technique and skill that he wants to showcase in every dish that he's brought into this kitchen.
It's just naturally brilliant and beautiful.
Ticks a lot of boxes for being a proper piece of work.
It's such a tough journey and you push yourself to the absolute limit.
Gary is an all-rounder. His dessert at the French ambassador's residence was the dish of the night.
Oh, that is perfect. I loved it.
I mean, these experiences just don't happen to college lecturers.
Gary gave us haggis, neeps and tatties better than I think I've ever had.
I think you've absolutely done a sensational dish, and I think that you've nailed the flag of Scotland well and truly to the mast of this building.
Gary is a chef that's always cooked from the heart. You can feel the emotion that goes into his cookery. He's a very talented chef. However, it hasn't all been plain sailing for Gary.
Chef's table was really tough.
You need a steady hand.
Yeah. I was trying a plate of food that looked outstanding.
It looks good, but end of the day, a bit disappointing.
That was a great lesson for Gary, and he came back in here fighting. He had a point to prove after that.
His experience with Chef Esbin in Oslo was quite a turning point for Gary.
The second I walked into the kitchen, it just clicked.
For a chef lecturer to step into a 3-star Michelin kitchen and feel so at home is quite unique.
It's a completely different level from what I do for a living.
You got it, you got it. Ooh. I actually really like this dish. took what we do here, but you made it your own.
We've opened the doors of another world to him.
My time in Norway, probably the first eureka moment I've had in the competition. The whole attitude towards food. It just seemed everything that he'd done, I understood the concept. Just an incredible experience for me. I absolutely loved it.
Gary's story is incredible. There is a teacher who has become pupil and embraced every single lesson, is having the time of his culinary life.
There is every chance I could win it. I don't think there's anyone who's got their nose in front. So it's really heart and soul on a plate, I think, is going to get me through.